Welcome to another episode of Lessons from Books. Today we are talking about Rise, Sister Rise by Rebecca Campbell. When I first got it, because I got her cards first and then I got the book, and I was like, oh, it's very woo-woo. Like, I don't know if it's too woo-woo for me because it's all about a guide to unleashing the wise, wild woman within. And yeah, I was a little bit resistant, but I think you're only meant to read certain books at certain times. So I have like about 30 spiritual books that I've just bought over the years because I wanted to buy it so I wouldn't forget about it, and they're literally in like a box here. And I think you're meant to read them at certain times in your life. You're not meant to read it like all the time as you get it. You know, it depends what you need and what you're meant to read. So it sat there for about 6 months, and then I started reading it in the bath because it's the only time I get to read with paper. So I love that some of the pages are 1 page, some are 2, some are 3, some are 4, and some are 5. Like, it's not real big chapters. They're like small little chunks, and it's just so easy to read. Like, and she puts it in a way that's really easy to understand. So even if you aren't super spiritual, it just makes sense. Some of it, obviously, you'll be like, I don't understand what that is. But there's a lot in here for everyone. So today we're going to talk about change, being the change before it is the norm. I think right now, especially, everyone has had this like collective consciousness in the last 18 months where you've been stuck at home, you've been anxious, and then people are looking for tools to be able to deal with anxiety and everything else. So then your friend will be like, oh, try meditation, try yoga, try this. So a lot of people have been trying to do meditation and breath work and everything to calm down. And I think it has been such a good tool for collective consciousness and just maybe like learning a new modality that you didn't know about, and like such an easy way to calm yourself down, to help you restore and to change things about your life that maybe were too stressful, that now you're able to cope with it better as well. So just being the change before the norm, also like just the title even, it's like, you know, we always wait to look to someone else to give us permission to change when we need to actually look within. And you don't need permission to change anything about yourself that you want to change. Like, you don't need to look at society, you don't need to look at a partner, you don't need to look at your family or friends. You need to look within and ask yourself, what do I really want and what do I really need? And listen to yourself and listen for the answers. Because if you're very disconnected from your body and your mind, you don't actually hear when your body is whispering to you what it needs and what it wants. So it's really important for you to go within and ask yourself those questions. So let us begin. She was a leader of the future, a protector of the ancient past, a midwife for what was rising, ensuring this incarnation was not our last. Incarceration. I feel like that is a Freudian slip. Do we not feel like we're jailed at home right now? Okay, so being the change before it is the norm. Living a meaningful life is not a popularity contest. If what you are saying is always getting applause, you're probably not yet doing the right stuff. And that's Marianne Williamson, which is true. Like, we all get called out on stuff all the time, and I think that's the part of learning and unlearning. You know, unlearning what we have been conditioned to think and say and just be. So being the change before it is the norm isn't easy. Change makers change things. They usher in possibilities. Call in new ways of thinking, doing, and being. They birth in the new. Most people resist change because change is scary. Change means letting go, and letting go is painful. You likely know this more than most. When you come face to face with those who do not understand you, who question you, who are not ready for the message you are bringing in, good. For this is a sure sign you are facing the right direction. Remember, it is not your job to change anyone, always only yourself. But don't lose faith, and do not question yourself or your beliefs, for faith is our greatest weapon. Faith that as we rise up, others will too. Faith that in healing ourselves, we are healing the world around us. Faith that it is never too late. Faith that it is possible for one life to make a difference. Faith that we never do this work alone. Faith that we can create heaven right here on earth. I bow down to your willingness to rise at this time. I kiss the path before you. It takes courage and gall to shatter the shackles that once held you, we, she, and indeed he captive. For we have come to know our confinement with certainty. This new freedom may bring with it new challenges. If and when it does, know that at every single moment that mysterious force that called you forth is cradling you, loving you, and supporting you. May every new step that we each take be a step walked for she, because alone we are strong, but together we are fierce. So I just love that message. I think that when I read it, I was like, oh, like exhale. Like, you know, you don't have to do everything alone. You can ask for help. You can look for guidance in books, in people, and in places as well, wherever you feel comfortable doing what you feel comfortable with. And change also, as much as it's scary, it is necessary. Like, things have to evolve. Like, we had the internet and everything in life evolves. Imagine if we were still like using dial-up. I can just remember that sound. So things do evolve, and we like when it evolves to our benefit externally. So why shouldn't we try evolve internally, and why would it not benefit us to evolve internally? So also not feeling guilty about the changes you want to make. I've seen a lot of people, especially, I'll take body positivity for example. I have a lot of friends that are in the plus size area, and as soon as they start, and they're very proud and they post about that, and as soon as they start saying they want to be healthier and they want to lose weight for themselves and for their health and just to make themselves feel better and feel happier, not because society says so, I always see the little comments that come through and people are questioning them and saying, oh, I can't believe you want to do this now. But you don't have to answer to anyone. You need to make the changes that you feel comfortable with, and if you want to make changes in your life, go for it. We need to stop looking for validation outside of ourselves and look to ourselves for the validation, because that is the only place it's going to come from. So make the changes, whatever you want them to be, however small, however big, and just trust that you are in this for the right reason and that you are brought to this message for this reason. So if there's something you want to change and you've been feeling called to do it, or it's just kind of been like this, the back of your mind for a while, this is the sign that you should go for it. You don't need to answer to anyone. You don't need to be anyone else's guide. You need to guide yourself. So I think that this is an important message for us to be the change maker. You don't need to let so-and-so be the leader because they are a better leader, or oh, I can't speak out because that's like what she does. No, this is what you do. You are here for a reason. You have a voice and you need to use it. I hope that you have learned something today. Let me know below if you have. And yeah, I hope that it just strikes something within you that you can be a change maker as well. It's not the light workers and everyone else. It is you. Every single person on this planet is able to be a change maker, and the time is now. You don't need to wait to make changes in your life and in your environment. And